Right, so we're told that y is inversely proportional to d squared, and we're given values of d and y. And then we're also told that d is directly proportional to x squared, and we're given values of x and d. So we've got twice as much to do as perhaps is normal, and we're asked to find a formula for y in terms of x. Well, that all sounds a little confusing, but let's break it down. Let's go back to our basic rules for proportionality. I always reckon you should find a formula for a in terms of b first. What are a and b? Well, in the first piece of information, that's y and d squared. And in the second one, that's d and x squared. So let's find the formulae. Okay, let's find a formula for this, and let's find a formula for this, and then see what we can do with them. So, in the first instance, we're going to say that y is a and d squared is b. And here we go. So it is inversely proportional, so we're going to use this one, a equals k over b. So that's y equals k over d squared. That's a equals k over b, as I say. And then when we say d equals 10, y equals 4, gives me 4 equals k over 10 squared. Well, 10 squared is 100, isn't it? So let's multiply both sides by 100 and see what happens. Well, I just very quickly get k equals 400, and so y is 400 over d squared. Right, so I've dealt with the first bit. Now what about the second bit? So let's do this here, down here. Now this time, obviously the d is a and the x squared is b. And it's not inversely proportional this time, but directly proportional. So we're going to use the other form of proportionality, which is a equals kb. So here we go. A, which is d in this case, is equal to k times b, which is x squared. And the information we're given is that x equals 2 and d equals 24. So 24 is equal to k times 2 squared. 2 squared is equal to 4, so let's divide both sides by 4. And doing that, if I can get my green cancelling pen out, gets rid of the 2 squared and the 4 from the right, and I get 6 is equal to k, so d is equal to 6x squared. Right, well, I've dealt with the two things, but I haven't actually answered the question. What is the question? It says find a formula for y in terms of x. Well, at the moment, I have a formula for y in terms of d and a formula for d in terms of x. So if I substitute one into the other, let's give these things names now. Let's call this one 1 and this one 2, so I can refer to them. If I substitute 2 into 1, and that's a universally recognised symbol for that, I get y equals 400 over d squared. Well, d is 6x squared, and I square that to get d squared. And if we do this, we get y equals 400 over, well, 6 squared is 36, and x squared squared, let's just do that up here, x squared squared, when you raise one power to another, you multiply the powers, and so I get x to the 4. So that is 400 over 36 x to the 4. Oh, hang on. It says give your answer in its simplest form. So I need to do a little bit of cancelling here. So let's just give myself a little bit more space by going up here and writing this as y equals. Well, what are the obvious things I can cancel? Well, let's have a look. I've got 4 times 100 on the top. 36 is 4 times 9. Still got the x to the 4. And the green cancelling pen cancels the 4's. And then I get y equals 100 over 9x to the 4. And that is as simple as it can be. And that, as they say, is that.